It's been really funny because I got this catmint that I've planted, and then what's happened is since it started growing, obviously in the spring, there's basically been like a cat zombie apocalypse happening in my garden, and I've seen not only my own cats doing this, but several other cats coming in. I was coming back from taking my eldest swimming the other night, and there was two cats I've never even seen before, just waiting on top of the shed roofs to come down and smell the catmint. So this catmint has been a success, but don't know if it likes being rolled in, and certainly probably the flowers around it won't. So anyway, my neighbour said that she's going to get some because her cats keep coming in my garden to smell it. So she said she's going to get some as well. Right, task for today. I've put these. I'm reluctant to move them again, but I've done it wrong in that the hellebores that are planted are not going to do well in full sun, and they're taking up room here anyway. So I shall be. I went to my sister's yesterday, and she's got quite a lot of shady borders, although they're part shade, whereas this really is almost basically full shade. However, I am going to give it a go and move the hellebores over to here. So I've got two of them at the moment, and I've got a couple more coming that I ordered, and see if they add a little bit of interest to this border, which is completely neglected because it's a bit of a nightmare. Tried so many plants in here. Anyway, I mean, I've put foxgloves in here before, but they don't self-seed, so they're obviously not happy there, and we'll see what happens. So there's that. Then I have still on the go. Then I am replanting a dahlia because I didn't do it brilliantly in this pot, and everything else has started sprouting, but this one hasn't. So I can see an eye here. I'm just going to replant it so that is got visibility, but that's the only one I can see. I don't really know what I'm looking for, obviously, but I think it's, sorry, I think it's this sort of stuff. So I'm going to try and replant it so that's about, but some of these aren't very good actually. That one looks like it's going to snap off, which I think I should actually, oh, there you go, take it off so it doesn't wreck the rest of the plant. But I did read tubers won't do anything on their own without like an eye. So I have got rid of the other one that was dismantled by my dog. So yeah, so we'll do this again. So move the hellebores, replant the dahlia, and then I have not been doing my 5 plants a day, so I shall be trying to do a few more of them today, but not loads. And then I've got plants coming. The other ones, see, it's driving them a bit mad. At some point then, so this is what I've ordered for this year. I've got white trailing begonias, which will go in the hanging baskets that I haven't been watering, so that's the end of them. And then I have got, oh, there goes the catmint. I've got hey. I've got agapanthus coming. So I've always wanted some agapanthus in a pot. So I've got 2 varieties. One of them's a blue, one of them's firework, which is like white. And then I have got a lemon tree coming to basically not waste these nice terracotta pots that the roses have come out of. So I'm going to put a little patio lemon tree in one of those, which I will have to bring in the winter, but because they're not hardy, but should be all right in the conservatory. Bit of interest. And then I've got some impatiens coming, is that it? And hellebores for the shady side. And I think, and there's some dahlias coming. So I am going to be reusing the pots again. What I've decided though is to make much more use of the water spike scenario. So every couple of days I'm going to fill up the bottle and the water spike for each of my pots, and at the same time just give it a light top water, and then I'm going to see if that sort of eases the burden of keeping the pots watered. Obviously the dahlias are going to need quite a bit of watering, but things like the lemon tree I'm hoping won't be too bad because obviously it's Mediterranean. Hopefully, this is the theory, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, I don't think this catmint's going to last very long. It's been eaten now. So they're having a jolly time this morning. But yeah, they're my that's my to-do list then. So repot this dahlia, move the hellebores, plant a few plants. That's it really. So not very long at all, which is good because it's dry but it's cold. So I don't want to be out here too long. Right, I better go and save this catmint. So yeah, I'm going to leave that like that now, and hopefully you can see those little like eyes are there. Sort of the little red bits on the dahlia, but it's a bit of a funny angle. It's almost like diagonal, the tubers, so it's a bit hard. What she said yesterday, and this is probably why I've had a few dropping off, is that if you keep them damp and there's no plant for the water to be used by, it will just root the tuber. So you just rot the tuber. So I think that's why a couple of them have dropped off, because maybe I haven't planted it properly, so nothing can grow. And then I've been sort of keeping it a bit damp, but there's obviously nothing using it. So hold on, let me just. I put the others out. No, I haven't put the others out. If I hold on a sec. Yeah, so here are my other ones, and you can see they've got a bit of growth on them, which is what made me look at that one again. This one is maybe starting to. So yeah, so hopefully I've done the right thing with that one now. Anyway, I'm going to put these outside in the day. I just bring them in at night. So I'm going to move these out now. Do we think this is a geranium that I have previously planted on this side to see if anything would grow? I think it might be. So I better not put them here. I'll put them at the front, I think. Here. But yeah, I'll have to Google it. I'll have to take a picture and Google it. But yeah, this is a thing. I just sort of throw things in and then nothing grows. I mean, it's probably last year I did this. So, you know. Okay, so they're done. Going to water them in a little bit. But yeah, I'm hoping because they're at the front but shady. Go away, dog. Oh, this is it. My pets are going to ruin everything I'm trying to do in this garden. Anyway, I'm hoping this will be a better spot for them. So there we go. And then wonder. There you go, you can have some. Right, wherever you are. But that has left me sort of slightly two dug over holes in the bed. So that one and then this one over here. So I'm going to put a few plants in there now because it's dug over, so that's all right. Right, I'm going to put the dog in as well. So obviously I don't know what these are, which is the problem. I know these are sea mist. I think these are like Orangita grandiflora. This is the label survived. So that's a anytime yellow stock, and this is Madam Butterfly Snapdragon. So I'm going to let those grow on a bit, potentially, if they do. But these ones look quite big now, so I'm going to try and get a couple of these in. But because I don't know what they are, I don't know the spacing, so I'm just going to put everything about 10 centimetres. And then similarly, I won't do the red ones because they're probably the same as whatever the red ones are in the other one. I'm going to pick out a couple of these green ones and put them in. I'm not sure what these are either. They look ready to go. So I'll see how far I get this time. But there's not much left now. It's all gone. Snails or rot or whatever. But to be honest, I was probably being a bit ambitious anyway. So I think it's fine. I think the ones I've got are certainly going to be enough if they carry on going to fill things up. Okay, so the planting's done. Here's the red things. I don't know what they are, but there we go, about 10 centimetre apart, I guess. It's funny, you can see when you're actually in the bed, you can start noticing everything that's coming up. So there's an allium. Here's an allium. There's an allium. So that's cool. I did find the label for these. These are Achillea cerise queen. So I'm going to Google that. Which I remember being not that keen on, but to be honest, I've just put two in, one here, one over there. So this is all as is. Another allium, dismantled catmint. It's catmint that never stood a chance. I think this ranunculus, because it's been in the firing line basically. I guess that's not ranunculus, sorry. Anemone, can't say that. Clothes peg for some reason. And then, cat destroying my plants again. Another allium. Must have planted loads. Watch out, Marlo, please. Because he's standing on my verbena. There we are, there it is. Hello, I know the doggy wants to come out and see you, can you? And then over here, I planted the 3 red ones again, so 1, 2, 3. I planted 2 Madam Butterflies, they look so tiny in here now, and one of the cerise queen. They're the ranunculus, which aren't doing very well, because if you compare it to one that accidentally fell in a pot, I must have done, because I can't remember planting it here on purpose. The difference is incredible. So I think out of literally 15 ranunculus bulbs, this is the only one that's going to do anything for me. But I'll be interested to see what it looks like, because they are so pretty. But just on I keep sort of turning over this bit at the back here, and I can't remember what if I said, but the other day I sprinkled some wildflower seeds on the back here. I was hoping this was the daylily, but I've realised it isn't. It's just another allium, of course, because I can see the daylily behind. There's a little tiny bit of green. I don't think it's going to do anything this year, but now that it's uncovered and it can just sort of crack on, I'm hoping it's going to come back next year. But no, I thought that was it, but that's just another allium. So yeah, so the final thing's got to do today. I'm going to, on all the pots at the back, I'll show you, I'm going to sort out my water spikes. So, because obviously it sort of occurred to me, these things are in their growth phase. I mean, this is so much growth. And the whole point of them is this is a honeysuckle, the other one's a jasmine, I've got a rose as well. Why is the cat doing that? Seriously, what have I done for all the pets just to suddenly come out and start ruining everything? But anyway, I'm going to sort out these water spikes. This actually still has some in it, still, I think. No, it doesn't, that's just a mark. So yeah, so that's the water spike down there that I put in when I set up the pot. And obviously you fill it with water, you do that, and because it's terracotta, it just irrigates the roots. So I'm hoping that's actually going to save me from quite a bit of constant watering, that I can, if I miss a day or something, I can rely on these water spikes doing a bit of heavy lifting for me. I think I've just got to keep on top of it while everything's growing. So yeah, so I'm going to finish that off. And then that's been my day an hour in the garden, basically. I say an hour, it's probably gardening hour, which means 2. And yes, as ever, tidying up after the kids. And then this is the azalea that I didn't think was alive. And look, boom. But as a little present to myself, I've bought myself a little gardening filofax, so I can write everything I've got down. Maybe even take a picture and go old school and print it off and stick it in the book. I mean, it's only a pocket one, so it's like an A6 one. But just a little thumbnail or something to remind me what's growing. Because I think I have to prune this after flowering, which will mean summertime, which for me is weird, pruning things in summertime unless you're doing a Chelsea shop. So I thought keeping everything organised in a little filofax, 1, obviously stationery is fun, and 2, it'll help me keep track of everything A to Z in the garden. But yes, I'll do that. Do more water spikes, possibly pot up some cosmos, tidy up. I might have a cup of coffee before I finish off, actually. Yeah, I might do that first. And put all my pets in a cage so they can't ruin my garden. Okay, while I'm having my coffee, which by the way, this has saved me a fortune because I whack a shot of espresso into a glass and can make a nice coffee with it. There you go, that's that. And I literally was buying like iced coffees once a day, and now I can just get this, which is £5, and it does about, well, it says 16, but I might have them a bit stronger than that, so maybe 12. But yeah, saved me a fortune. Okay, so you might have seen a video of mine last year where I was repotting things into self-watering pots, where basically you get like a wick at the bottom of the plant pot, like this. Oh, this one's a bad example, but yeah, it's not meant to be this mucky. Anyway, you get a wick at the bottom of the like wool or a shoelace at the bottom of the plant pot, which is constantly in this well. And because I couldn't really tell when things needed watering or not. And the plants were struggling. So was I. So I repotted them all in these. I think I got like 5 for £30 off Amazon. And I wanted to give an update in that, obviously, I mean, you can tell, they've really worked. So when it goes empty, I just fill it up, or sometimes I don't notice for a day or two, but broadly it's worked, and I fill it up, and then you can see, I forget what these are. Streptocarpus are these two here, and I don't know what this is, but yeah, they've just come back into flower as the days have got longer. And this one, I mean, this has happened over, I reckon, 2 weeks. All these flowers have come up. So, and it looks really pretty again. Really like it. I saw this plant at RHS. I did go to Chelsea last year, which I didn't like. It was way too crowded for me. But the afternoon tea was nice that my sister treated us to. But I also went to RHS Hampton, and I wonder if I saw it there, which was more chill, but I don't think they're doing it this year. But I didn't order it then, but I ordered it after from a nursery called Dibley's that I think specialise in them. And then the first year was fine and it was all okay. And then I remembered that they did this special food. So because these have come back into flower again, I've got this, which you put it like, it's a little tablet, and there you go, it says 1 tablet per 10 centimetre pot, 2 tablets per 13 centimetre pot, and then insert it 2 inches using a dip or a pencil, and then you do that once a month. So get me. I'm actually putting them in pots that help me water them. I'm like working out what food they need. I'm following the instructions and feeding the flowers. I think I'm learning, which is good. And then finally, I just wanted to show you this, which is the aster I was talking about, which I haven't put back in the thing. So it was, I think it's Kew Gardens aster. I think it's called Salmon Pink, but anyway, it's this one, which looks so nice. And I have just started them off with the kids in here, which I've left in the conservatory because it says they need like temperatures of 20 degrees to germinate. I think I've seen one coming up over there. So and of course, I said to my kids, put 2 in each one. They didn't put 2 in each one. They were just, I mean, my 3-year-old just was like, and there was like loads. So probably have to thin them out soon if they actually germinate. But yeah, I'll keep that on, keep them wet and in the conservatory. And then, yeah. So I just thought I'd show you those during the interlude. I would just point out that the clocks have gone forward today. But because the kids wake me up at the crack of dawn, it is 11:45 still. So it's not even lunchtime. So just a bit of perspective. And that's with the clocks going forward, because I know, because this clock has not been reset. The oven clock, we'll get around to it later, and it's 10:45. So all of this is by a normal day, 10:45. And that's what happens when you have young children that wake up as soon as the sun gets up. Brilliant. There we are. That's the cosmos done. I mean, obviously it's quite a few plants, but like anything with me, it's a numbers game in that not all of them will survive. So I might as well look after them and see how they crack on. Just going to water them, and then that's it. I'm done. Lunchtime. Until next time. Bye.